It's likely going to be another explosive week for Libyan forces battling ISIL militants in the city of Sirte. The Libyan fighters have been making great gains this past week, but the street-to-street fighting has been taking its toll. CCTV's Susan Mwongeli has more.
Snipers and suicide bombers. Forces loyal to Libya's unity government have had to deal with both for 3 months now, as they take back Sirte street by street and district by district. The US has also been carrying out airstrikes against suspected ISIL targets. Without them, winning the battle for Sirte would have been much harder. Many of the Libyan fighters are not trained or equipped. They've been making other key discoveries too. Documents found in Sirte have indicated ISIL terror cells in Italy, and Rome has been deporting suspected terrorists. But Libyan forces are paying a heavy price. Scores of them have been killed in the fighting, and many more will die before this battle is over. Susan Mwongeli, CCTV.
Let's get you an update on that story now. I'm joined live from Cairo by CCTV's Adel Mahrouri. Adel, first off, what's the latest on the battle for Sirte?
Well, it seems that the fight has been progressing by the Libyan armed forces and the other groups who are fighting ISIL in Sirte. From the latest reports, we see that they have surrounded the entire city. They have liberated most of it, and the fight now is focused on 2 main districts. These are the districts where the rest of the militants, whose numbers still are unknown, but this is where the fight is still ongoing. But from the progress that has been reported, it seems that we're talking about the battle is near the end, and back in Tripoli, the Presidential Council and the Government of National Accord is discussing how they will manage Sirte after they've liberated entirely from ISIL.
And Adel, can you update us on the casualties on both sides?
Well, from the militant side, it seems the numbers are not clear. Officially, from the Libyan health sources or from the Libyan army sources, they don't have exact numbers about the number of militants, because most of the battle has not been confined yet, so they cannot really count the bodies from the militant side. But at least from the armed forces side, the Libyan troops supervised or managed by the government in Tripoli and the government of National Accord, from their side, at least 350 have been killed and 1,500 injured. So it gives you an indication about the strength of the resistance of ISIL militants in Sirte, how big it was. We're talking about a general casualties in the past few days. So what will turn out from the militant sides will definitely be confined, and the numbers will get much clearer once the last 2 districts that ISIL still holds would fall. And then afterwards, when the Libyan authorities start taking control of the city, they will start inspecting the bodies, counting them, and have more or clearer statistics about what's going on.
You did mention, Adel, that reports coming out of Sirte indicate the battle is nearing its end. Do we have an idea of the time frame, what it might be for the government-allied forces to win back the city?
Well, Libyan army sources, they say that they expect the battle will be over in few days, according to them. As I said, it's in the last 2 districts in Sirte, which indicates that the battle is near its end. On the other hand, we've seen recommendations from the military operations who are conducting the military operation over Sirte. They've recommended for the Government of National Accord back in Tripoli, the UN-backed government, they've recommended that they would put a temporary military leadership to Sirte once it is liberated, until the Libyan forces maintain full security and maintain stability in Sirte. Then after that, a transition to civilian rule would be led, or at least this is the plan that has been proposed to Faiz al-Sarraj, the head of the government of national accord. And it seems from the sources we've been in contact with in Tripoli that they tend to, the government tends to support this vision, but no decisions have been made yet about the fate of Sirte after it is liberated from ISIL and who will be taking over that city. But definitely there's a huge reconstruction effort that needs to be done in that area.
Yeah, indeed, Adel. So we understand there's been a militant attack there in Egypt. What's happening on that? Give us the update.
Well, earlier today here in Al-Munafiyah governorship, which is the first governor north to Cairo, towards the north of the country. Earlier this morning, some gunmen have attacked a police checkpoint. They have killed 2 police officers and wounded 5 others, and they have fled away. Now the Egyptian security forces are trying to chase them, trying to allocate them. There isn't an actual chase going on, but they are trying to search for their location. Roads have been inspected with several checkpoints, who have been looking through all vehicles going through, trying to confine the area through which the militants could flee to. It's still not clear if that's a terrorist attack or a militant attack, or maybe a criminal attack just by an instance of maybe some drug dealers or other smugglers may have had during the inspection. So the details are still missing, but an investigation has started immediately, and the search for the perpetrators is still on.
All right, Adel Mahri, live for us there in Cairo. Many thanks, Adel.